Hi and welcome. The structure we have chosen is the comparison of adjectives. This will be taught to a fifth grade consisting of 25 pupils, 12 girls and 13 boys. Their level of knowledge, I would say, is above average, but with no pre-knowledge about comparison of adjectives in English. This lesson will therefore be an introduction to that matter. The learning outcome of this lesson will be to introduce the basics of regular comparison of adjectives in a visual and engaging way. For that reason, we have chosen to hold this lesson outdoors, as this will work as a teaser for the pupils.
The lesson will start right after the lunch break, and this lesson is 60 minutes long. The introduction part will take around 10 minutes, where we'll talk about comparison of adjectives, and try to regard and have in mind that the teacher will give examples from the pupil's environment. For example, when the teacher asks the pupils questions about who has had the most portion to eat for lunch, anyone had more than he or she, who had the most. The introduction will be in English, and afterwards the teacher will repeat this in Swedish. This is due because the teacher wants to be certain, wants to be sure that everybody will understand the task, which is also something that Stellan Sund mentioned on his seminar. Before letting the pupils go and do their assignment for this lesson, they will be divided in pairs. These pairs have been closely chosen by the teacher to be able to use the zone of proximal development. This is a two-way helping process between the pairs, where the students with more knowledge on the subject have to explain for the one with the less knowledge, and when explaining, he or she will learn the task even more, and the one with less knowledge in this matter will be boosted, helped up with the task. This is explained and more detail mentioned by Lundgren, Selye, and Liebe. The task will be to collect materials in different sizes, for examples, leaves, stones, and so on, and the students will have around 20 minutes for the assignment, and this will go on several times. When the students have gathered their material, the teacher will summarize what they have learned. However, in the meantime, it will probably take different amount of time for each pair to be done. And when each pair is back from gathering their materials, the teacher will ask the students questions, why they picked the materials. For example, what is bigger, what is the biggest, and so on. If the students are done too fast, they will be sent to gather more things. Scaffolding will be used in the sense of that the teacher will be repeating and or rephrasing of what the pupils have said, first in pairs or small groups, and then in a whole group, that we also can see Thornbury talk about in page 94. The next step of the lesson will be a quiz walk in the same pairs with around 7 questions, and that will take around 15 minutes to achieve. After this, the teacher will gather the class and summarize what they have been doing today, and try to get the students to find the major rule of comparing adjectives. Before going to the next lesson or step, the teacher will collect the answers from the quiz walk and see if there's something that needs more attention or needs to be done in different ways.
Here are two examples on the questions the pupils have to answer on the quiz walk. Question 1. Which one of these three do you think is the happiest? Question 2. Who is younger than Anna?
The material that will be used in this lesson is mainly things that pupils can find in the schoolyard. For example, leaves, sticks, rocks, etc. And also preparation for quiz walk materials, for example, pictures, text, pen, papers. Just as you can see here, we have the faces of different shapes of being happy. As this is an outdoor lesson, the pupils could be disturbed from other people outside, and also they could be disturbed from not knowing immediately or forgetting that they are not on a break, that this is a lesson, and furthermore, because it's a bigger environment to be in, they could be harder for the teacher to have full control over what they are doing.
It is useful and good for the pupils to change their environment every once in a while for motivation and to get more interested on the task. It is also useful for the pupils to have some more practical lessons because some students are more practical learners than theoretical. The outdoor and practical lesson will give the pupils a more visual view on the task, and because the teacher can show them the knowledge in a visual use, it will be more concrete. Furthermore, the pupils will and have to communicate and use the English language, which will give them the opportunity to practice the language and to make mistakes. In this case, it is okay to make these mistakes because the teacher is more focused on the context than the form. The teacher will also help them correct these wrong answers each time the peers come back from the task. This is also mentioned in the handout text by Lundahl.